Epaphroditus, my fellow brother, my fellow soldier. Really, that's what you've been. You've been an encouragement to me as I have followed out in obedience in what God's called me to do. And now here I am at this juncture, wanting to reach back and encourage you too, because I feel like I'm in a situation where I just want to be authentic about who I am and some of the things that go into some of the thoughts that inform what it takes to move overseas and do this mission work, which really to me is just simple obedience. It just looks a little different maybe than what's going on in your life, Epaphroditus. So let me encourage you with my authenticity and with just what encouragement does, offering you some courage to take a step of faith, even when you might feel like you're maybe not qualified. So first of all, God is enough. Now this is true for everybody. Scripture confirms this, my life experience confirms this, but this video is produced especially for those who are living without a romantic relationship at this time. I know sometimes we feel like our singleness is at odds with our obedience and our availability to be on mission for Jesus. But I'm here to tell you that that's not true at all. And so first of all, I want to tell you how he's enough for me. There's two key ways that I feel like he is enough for me. And this is completely outside of being in a romantic relationship. It's in the times in his word. I have had so many great experiences, both in a relationship and not, but in the word of God. And as I serve him here in Thailand, I found that he speaks to me. He sits with me. He allows me to experience his goodness. And if I really lean into him and I really ask him to be enough for me each day, he's answering me. He's meeting me there when I come to his word. And God has also provided me with such an amazing community here. I got a couple of examples here on my wall in my house. And it's just a couple prayer cards, thank you cards, notes from students, and pictures of people who have began to be great impact on my life. Yeah, moving here was kind of crazy. I didn't know a lot of people, but God has provided relationships. He is enough, and God's provisions are completely enough, and that is what makes us whole. That is what makes us full people. It's not because we're in a romantic relationship. It's because we're being obedient to Jesus, and we realize that I can be content in any and every situation. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me, and that is a truth I want you to hold on to, Epaphroditus. Jesus is enough. You know, singleness is a gift, Epaphroditus. I'm not sure if you were totally aware of that, but I just want to remind you of that. Maybe you've heard that before, but I just want to share you from my own life how it has been a gift here on mission, and to encourage you that actually singleness could be the place where God has you right now. Singleness could be the calling in your life for this season for a purpose, and it's not just the in-between stage before you finally become obedient and finally are able to be used by God. Don't allow those lies to take over you, Epaphroditus. I found that singleness has been a gift for me as I serve in ministry here. There are so many benefits to what a relationship would hold, how God could use that. But in this situation of my life, I'm able to do so many different things, both with my time and my energies, where I'm allowed to stay late at school, where I'm allowed to kind of get lost in a crazy running adventure with some of my cross-country team. And that's where I can put my focus. And I know that there's such a beauty to love and Christ's love for the church, and how I would be called to that in a relationship, to love as Christ loved the church. But at this time of my life, I can love my students at my school in a way that is offering so much more energies to that, and really allowing God to use this time to show me that, yeah, he is enough. Yeah, he's given me a gift, and while I'm single, I've got to use this. This is a unique opportunity in my life that I want to squeeze all the goodness out of it. And in this process, squeezing out of it, God has really proven me that I do have a gift. And I think you have this gift too. If you're single, you have a gift, an opportunity to serve the Lord in a unique way. Maybe one day you'll be in a relationship, possibly not. But right now, how are you being obedient to God's call in your life? That's going to change when in a relationship, and you'll have new doors opened. But some doors will be closed. Walk through those doors right now in obedience to Jesus. Don't miss this chance you have, this gift you have. Invest those talents, and then continue to receive back from the Lord the investment that he gives. You have the job to invest, and your gift is singleness right now. So invest it, and watch God bring in so much joy, so much promise. Doing dishes kind of stinks, but you know, some of the desires we have always can't be fulfilled in the time we want to do them. Sometimes just don't just do themselves, and that's just a hard fact to learn as you move into a house. You're living by yourself. I guess the positive part is you can't blame anybody for making the dishes dirty because it was you. So yes, I do want to get married. Yes, that's a desire that I have. But what I've begun to realize is that that desire that I have to get married doesn't stop me from continuing to be obedient in this time, in this season of my life. And also, that doesn't mean that I'm not okay. I just want to be authentic with you and say, yes, marriage is something that I want down the road, but I'm totally okay. And like, I'm able to trust in the Lord knowing that actually I'm kind of scared of my own desires. I'm kind of scared of my own intentions and how my timing could actually mess with God's perfect plan for my life. And so sure, I want to get married. Maybe you do too. But I want you to know that it's totally okay to want to get married, but also be okay with the place that God has you right now. And possibly God's even told you, yeah, you're going to get married, but it hasn't happened yet. But listen, there's so many in-between stages in our life because we know that change is the only constant here. And so if we spent every single in-between stage waiting for, hoping for, believing in, waiting for what's going to happen in the future, we're going to miss almost our entire life. Epaphroditus, don't miss your life waiting for what's going to happen next. Be present. That's one of the best pieces of advice that I got when I was transitioning from high school into college was to be present. There's so much to look forward to, so much to anticipate. As I think about becoming a better teacher, I think about, oh, this is going to be awesome. But what about right now? What about tomorrow? What about when I enter into the classroom and I speak to students tomorrow and I'm not the great tenure teacher yet? What if tomorrow, as a single person, I'm able to speak some specific advice that's more relatable to a student because I'm single, because of this moment? I don't want to miss that. I can't miss that. And just because I want to be in a relationship doesn't disqualify me from being okay, from knowing that Jesus is in fact enough to satisfy every single need in my life. And I just want to encourage you with that, Epaphroditus, that yeah, I want to get married, but yeah, I also trust God's timing. And you can have that desire too. You can even know that that's what God has planned for you. If you do, that's awesome. Don't lose sight of the present. I encourage you that this Valentine's Day, Epaphroditus, for you to look for the obedience that God has called you to today, in this unique time in your life, and then obey it, because you will never be here again. Delayed obedience is not obedience at all. So Epaphroditus, obey God to the fullest in your singleness, and God will use that for his kingdom in a unique way. He doesn't make mistakes. He doesn't make half people. He makes full people and calls them into his service. Little known fact that that's actually all the toothpaste that you need on the toothbrush. Don't be wasteful, guys. I mean, look, I've made it like almost an entire year on this. I've still got so much left. Okay, so I'm praying for you, Epaphroditus. I'm praying for the single people out there who are watching this. I got some specific people in mind, but would you just let me know if you would like more prayer on this? Reach out to me through a private message if you want to know more about my story or even how you might become involved as a prayer or financial supporter in the ministry that God has called me to. I'd love to chat with you about how God is in fact enough. And so my prayer for you goes a little bit like this. My prayer is that your love may abound in knowledge and depth of insight, so that you may be able to understand who Jesus is, that your love may abound. May your love abound this Valentine's Day season. May you be obedient in this season of your life. I'm so thankful I'm not in a relationship. I'm thankful for this season, and I'm going to use it for all that it's worth. And so if you like the content in these videos, please like, please subscribe, please share these to a single person who might just need the encouragement. Epaphroditus, consider very carefully going on mission with Jesus. Consider very carefully reading his word and being obedient to it. Don't wait for a relationship. Don't wait for marriage. Don't wait for tomorrow. Be obedient today to what God has called you to, and you will experience the joy of obedience. You know, I wonder if single people brush their teeth more than people in relationships.